DJ LeRoy.
Night Watchman, how you been, buddy?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, good. So, Night Watchman, I saw, let's say last week, we saw DA Fonnie Willis bring the heat.
Absolutely.
Man, did you expect anything less?
I did not. No,
Oh,
she's consistent.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, Night Watchman, talk about consistency. This is year 16. We're talking about Sweet 16 for the Harlem Fine Arts Show.
It's that time of year, you know?
Exactly. What, the wonderful time of the year? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, there's the Super Bowl, there's the Oscars, and then there's the Harlem Fine Arts Show.
You got it. You got it. Well, you know what? We need to actually talk to some folks about the genesis and also why year after year they keep popping in to do their thing. You know, we got a couple of veterans, but also we have some rookies to this. So why don't we bring out one of the artists? A lot of buzz has been flouting about here. Especially, I've seen his interpretation of Beyonce. Man, you got to see it. You know what now? Okay, so why don't you? That's right. That's what I'm talking about. DaQuane Cherry in the house.
Welcome to Lounge Prime Time.
Yes, yes. See, now the only thing is, I already commented. I'm not giving you any more props, but I'm loving your coif. You know this already.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Also, Night Watchman, we have also gentleman. This is first time on Soul Lounge Prime Time. And he's a gallery owner, man. Why don't you bring up Dodji? Yes. Dodji. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Uh-oh, he may not be able to hear us. Because I think he's making the adjustments there. What do you think, Night Watchman?
He'll be with us shortly.
Okay. Okay. On that, bring in one of the veterans here. Oh, we love her because, you know, she's not just an AKA, but she is a leader. And she's also, I didn't realize, big time in pharmaceuticals, Michelle Hardy. Hey, Michelle.
Hello. Great to be back.
Absolutely. How have you been? You've been preparing all year for year number 16, Sweet 16. Is that it?
Absolutely. I love the Harlem Fine Arts Show. I've been attending from year number 1. And excited to be a part of it again as a partner, representing my organization, Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Yes, indeed. So, you know what, Night Watchman, this would not all be possible if we did not have one of the brain trusts behind this. Yes, Mr. Dion Clark. Dion.
Well, I'm telling you, it's always great to be back at the Soul Lounge Primetime Show. Again, I think you guys are tremendous for helping bringing that cultural nutrition to our communities throughout the tri-state area and throughout the world. And we're looking forward to our 16th anniversary, Sweet 16, New York City, Glass House, coming at you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Well, you know what, Night Watchman, let's get it popping, man. Because I got it. Besides his beautiful coif, we got to say, DaQuane, please do tell us your journey in terms of, is this your first time with the Harlem Fine Arts Show?
This is my first time. Last year, yes, I'm excited. I'm like literally so excited to represent a place that I once dreamed of being, coming from North Carolina. I am a Southerner, you know, for 7 years now.
Nice.
I never would have thought, well, I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't say I never would have thought. I always believed in myself, but to see it come into fruition and be a part of the Harlem Fine Arts Show, represented by Graphite House, is really an amazing opportunity for me. I've only been in the game artistically. I think I started painting 7 years ago.
Oh, okay.
A self-taught artist. That also is something I never thought would become my career of choice. I came here for acting and modeling, and then COVID happened, and then my art happened even more. So a beautiful journey it is. It's still ongoing, still fresh, still new. Just turned 26 this year, so I'm still trying to figure it all out.
Oh, that's right. And I believe your birthday was, of course, Valentine's Day. So happy belated birthday, my brother.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Absolutely.
But this is a very excited thing for me, because this is the new renaissance that's going on. And I'm excited to be a part of it. It's very important, especially in the heart of Harlem, where art is the most beautiful and the most Black.
Absolutely. Now, DaQuane, I'm looking over your shoulder. Is that Beyonce?
That is her. That's my good sister.
Yeah.
That's her. She came to visit. She did a surprise drop. That was interpretation of her Essence cover that she just dropped this week.
Excellent. Wow. Beautiful. And you know what, NightWatchman, man, like I said, and this is someone untrained in the quote unquote the in terms of taking classes. You just jump right into the bad boy. Tell me.
Yeah. I mean, so for me, I've always been into the arts. I was sketching first. Up since I was a child, but that was more so just therapeutic reasons. I didn't even know that I had the gift. I was just doing it. I mean, I guess that's how gifts work, and I kind of just expounded on it more so as I got older and started really focusing on like sketching faces and just landscapes and just things that just interested me. And funny enough, I remember in high school, by this time I wasn't really doing much creatively. Because I was just trying to get out. I graduated a year early from high school, so I was really just trying to focus on like getting out and going to college. One of my substitute teachers, forgot her, I can't think of her name on rip right now, but I remember she just looked at me one day. She said, "You're an artist." I'm like, I mean, I know how to draw. She said, No, you're an artist. And I'm like, okay. I didn't really like know what to take from it because at that time I wasn't really tapping into it until college came about. And I remember one of my friends had an art show. I mean, not an art show, art class. And she was sketching and she needed help. And she knew that I knew how to do it slightly. And I remember when I did it, shocked myself. I said, oh, wait, I forgot I could do it. That same exact day, I remember it was in 2016. I went to Walmart and maxed out my credit card and bought art paint. And I was like, I'm going to start painting. I want to see, like, where I can take it. I didn't know I was going to take it here.
Well, DaQuane, you have arrived, and congratulations, buddy. You have arrived. Absolutely. And Michelle, now you said that you've been a fan from the beginning.
Oh yeah, from year one. So this Sweet 16 is near and dear to me. What I love most about the Harlem Fine Arts Show is what we just experienced through DaQuane. You can come out and be introduced to new young artists. You get to meet the artists, speak to them about their creations, and it's all Black. It's all Black artists. So very excited. I look forward to it annually, and I'm glad to be a partner with Dion and the Harlem Fine Arts Show crew through my organization. I'm trying to do the most I can to get as many people in my network exposed and aware of the Harlem Fine Arts Show.
Excellent. So one of the things, and Dion, I love you, right? But now, of course, when we talk about the Harlem Fine Arts Show, but you're downtown, are you coming back uptown, or is it because you outgrew Riverside Church that's why you made that move downtown to a bigger, a more splendid venue?
Well, Curtis, we will always be a part of Harlem, and we will always have our heartbeat in the Harlem community, going all the way back from our 16th anniversary back to our very beginning. But this even goes further back to the Harlem Renaissance. With much to do, we have brought the Harlem Fine Arts Show to Midtown Manhattan. And that was the purpose. We're bringing cultural nutrition to Midtown Manhattan. We're bringing diversity and inclusion to Midtown Manhattan. And we're really trying to expose the world to the great talent that comes out of not only Harlem, but out of the Black perspective in regards to the art world in itself. So it's great. We're at 660 12th Avenue, called the Glass House, a supreme venue. And there we get to have thousands and thousands of individuals come through our doors and get the chance to actually see some of the emerging artists, established artists, and tremendous galleries throughout the world. They just are there. They're there to sell their work at a very cost-effective price. They're there to talk to you about, again, their vision. And it's so important that the all communities have unfiltered types of devices. And the Harlem Fine Arts Show is that, because our artists get the chance to really kind of showcase their images in a positive perspective and tell you what they're thinking about. So it's just a game changer in regards to the amount of people, the amount of exposure, and the impact we've had since we've come from Harlem. But we will always be a part of Harlem, and our hearts will always be there for sure.
Dion, well said, buddy. I'm not blasting you out at all, man, because that was perfect. Because as you know, downtown does need a little bit of culture, a little bit of color and spice, as we say. So, Dodji, welcome back, my brother. So do tell me, what have you been up to? And also tell me about the Kente Gallery, man.
All right. Thank you so much. I apologize for, the technical issues earlier. Yes, my name is Dodji Gbedemah. I am the proud owner, a co-founder with my wife Phyllis of the Kente Royal Gallery in Harlem. We are located at 2373 Adam Clinton Powell Boulevard in the heart of Harlem, right next to Poncé Bistro, and around the corner from the Abyssinian Baptist Church, which I've been a member of for 25 years or so. So basically, my wife and I took a trip to Ghana and Togo, where I'm originally from, in 2018. So when we were there, we got inspired by, just what was going on the scene in Ghana, the year of return, and all of that. So when we came back to Harlem, we came back to New York, we decided to do something for the community, to bring the African diaspora together. So we decided to open up an art gallery, because Black people, we are art. I always say everything that Black people do is art, from the food that we eat, from the things that we wear, from the way we walk, the way we talk, everything is about us is artful. So I'm like, let's put that on display. So we start talking to our community in Harlem, and literally 6 months after the ideation of the gallery, we open up the doors in July 2019. So we are in our 5th year. Nice. And we have done group exhibitions, solo exhibition. We have collaborated with many institutions, and last year was such an amazing opportunity for us. We were part of the Harlem Fine Arts Show. We were invited by my brother Dion Clark, which was so amazing, with a few other Harlem galleries like the Heath Gallery and so on. So that experience was so amazing that we decided to be part of it again this year, which is like the Sweet 16, like Michelle said. I love that Sweet 16. Let's do it.
I love it. So of course we have also been joined by Donna. How are you, my dear?
I am great. How's everybody doing?
Good. So please do tell us, Donna, give us your journey, your story, please.
Well, I started with the Harlem Fine Arts Show I've been with the Harlem Fine Arts Show for about, over 10 years.
Nice.
I had the pleasure of being invited firstly by AARP. I was their guest artist. And then from there, we developed a wonderful relationship with Dion and the Harlem Fine Arts Show. And I've been rolling with them ever since. It's wonderful. It's a great opportunity to show my art. It's a great opportunity to meet other artists. It's a great opportunity to just expand your mind, and as I say, use my imagination and color.
and Donna, now ARP, you're only 25, so what are you talking about, huh? I love it.
That's gone and gone.
Gotcha. So you got to tell me, DaQuane, North Carolina, which part of North Carolina? And I mean, I also understand that certain parts of North Carolina, like Charlotte and other parts do have and even in South Carolina have a big art scene. So, but you were drawn to New York, to Harlem in particular.
Yeah. So for me, born in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, and I was like semi-raised in Charlotte, actually.
Oh wow, wow!
I moved like 27 times in my life, but that's a whole nother story for when we're on Oprah. But yes, so it's funny that you said that. Charlotte was like my little taste of the art world. I think that's where I really had like saw myself more into the arts. I was always a part of it because that's who I was as a person, but I was more embraced when I moved to Charlotte because I always knew I wanted to go to New York. My grandparents actually live here. My dad is from Brooklyn. So I came every summer. So it wasn't taboo for me in New York City. It was just, all right, I need to get here like on my own and really figure it out. But what drove me to New York City was the eclecticness, was how expressive you could just be and people wouldn't pay you no mind, just walk past the street, I love North Carolina, but it is the South, and we all know how the South could be when it comes to people that looks different from them at times. That Southern Belle shade charm, like you don't really want your heart blessed. So that's really where that took me when I came to New York City on my own here at 19 years old. I can't believe I survived. I survived and I made it through and through. And I've been so stable here. But it has really awakened the dragon, as they should say, when it comes to my creativity. And I have seen different versions and sides of me creatively that I don't think I would have truly expressed if I was still back at home in North Carolina.
Gotcha. Well, welcome, my brother. Welcome indeed. Let's say Michelle now. So in terms of your embracing of the Harlem Fine Arts Show, now, have you always been drawn to the art in general, or was it specifically this particular venue and project that drew you?
Well, I was first introduced by an artist, Andrew Nichols, who was a big part of the show in the early years. And from that, I've just been intrigued by the art. This piece right behind me, that's another great thing about the art show. So my daughter bought her first serious piece of art after, a lot of thought and attending the show from a little girl. Now she's a young adult, but she bought her first piece of art. I don't know the name of the artist, but I love it. It's colorful.
Yes, I love it too. Yes.
And so this was that last year's show at the Glass House. So that's another thing. It's about raising awareness, maybe venturing into a world that you never really thought about, making investments in art. And Dion always has advised me, and I've heard him advise others, that you take baby steps and you start to educate yourself about the artist, see what resonates with you. It's really exciting. It was something new for me, and I just continue to appreciate the imagination, creativity. And like Dodji said, Harlem is art. And I'm born and raised Harlem. I'm so Harlem. So I'm just glad to be a part of it. And I'm glad that we're taking it beyond the Harlem community into other communities so others can appreciate the work of our Black artists.
And one of the things I got to say too, Michelle, in terms of, let's say, traveling to other areas where there's a significant Black population, do you also travel there that let's say, Essence, let's say going to Louisiana, going to the Delta, for God's sake? Do you also travel there with this love and appreciation for works of the diaspora?
Well, I think with the show, that would be a good question for Dion to tell where he takes the show. But I will say this. I want to give a shout out to my chapter, Tau Omega chapter of Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And I'm asking them all to come out next Friday evening to be a part of the opening night, the reception. And we're in the North Atlantic region of the United States, led by Alicia Paguez-Spearman, our regional director. But our chapter is about service, and part of that service is raising awareness around the cultural awareness and around the arts. And this is one of the ways that we're doing that by partnering with the Harlem Fine Arts Show.
Beautiful, beautiful. And so, Dion, you heard what Michelle said, and you also had a beautiful little pitch, as they say, or a tagline for the Harlem Fine Arts Show. Could you repeat that, and also tell me, in terms of traveling to other parts of the U.S., are those in the works for the Harlem Fine Arts Show?
Well, that's been our origin, because the Harlem Fine Arts Show is the largest traveling African diasporic art show in the country. And how we actually gained our success is not just by staying in Harlem. We traveled to New York, outside of New York. We traveled like to the smaller locales like a Sag Harbor or Martha's Vineyard in the Boston area itself. And then we traveled to Washington, D.C. We traveled to Atlanta. We traveled the world. We felt it was so important to bring the thoughts and the patterns and the insights of our artists to other communities to really kind of spread that growth. And as we were rolling on this, all of a sudden we hit the pandemic, and we had to do a sharp pivot. And that pivot, actually the pandemic was negative to so many people, and really negative to us in a way, but it also inspired the growth of the Harlem Fine Arts Show also, because we collaborated with a group out of Bulgaria and London and built a special panel or band for us that's actually on our website, and we have 40 to 50 artists and galleries from around the world, and you can actually go up on our website 24/7, 365 days a year, and actually communicate with the artists, purchase their works. So all of a sudden now we have artists and individuals and consumers communicating back and forth with each other. We have people from London, from Paris, from the Slavic countries, from Japan, actually purchasing artwork from the Harlem Fine Arts Show artist right off of our website. So we do not actually travel as much anymore. We have really kind of planted ourselves in the water of New York City and Midtown Manhattan, and that's an annual show. But in itself, besides that, you can buy art from all around the world. So it kind of makes us different. It kind of spreads the world, and we become an international and national show instead of just a regional show that came to you for 4 days. And what Michelle is talking about in regards to the AKAs and the other social organizations, what we actually do is opening night, we do fundraisers for them. We help their social programs. We help give scholarships through the monies we actually turn over to the AKAs on their ticket sales and the Deltas and the Links and the other different social and civic organizations. So we've banded together as a way to empower our community partners and benefit our community partners, because it's so essential in regards to being able to spread that word and then bring funds back to the community to make sure it's a great way for us as well as the community to be successful. And our one word is always buy Black art. It's so important. Empower our artists, because our artists are small businessmen and women just in itself, and they need your help. And what greater way is it to do that by purchasing art, putting it in your home, and really just being able to imagine, visualize, and be a part of their dreams.
Beautiful. And Dion, this is a little sidebar question, because I do know that you are married to a wonderful woman, a doctor. Does she also share the same passion as you?
Well, Dr. McCoy is my heart and my soul, and of course, she embodies what we do. She works with us on an ongoing basis, and her thoughts and her process helped us put together this great event that we do on Saturday evening called African Americans in Medicine. It's a program where we salute our unsung heroes, and those doctors are our unsung heroes on an ongoing basis. They're the individuals that helped us through the pandemic. They're the individuals. They say 75% of African Americans go to African American doctors. And if that's the case, they're life-saving in regards to what they do. And they help us dream. And being able to get that cultural nutrition again, to be able to see some great artwork on your wall and make you feel a little bit better, It's so important. And these docs kind of help us do that on an ongoing basis.
Absolutely. And Night Watchman, I was looking over at you. You got something for me, man?
I just want to know from Dion how you keep that level of passion, because you bring it every year, and it's not just what you're doing, but the excitement in your voice. It looks like it just feels like you get up every day, like So,
Well, I think it's real important. There are I'm the caretaker of a great institution, and I fell in love with it. It's my passion, and I'm going to do everything I can for our artists. They collaborate, they struggle, and they just look for places to be able to sell their works, to showcase their works, and really kind of highlight our community. So they give me the energy. They give me the juice in my coffee to make me the juice and the coffee to make me on an ongoing basis. And for example, D artist, and I call D artist Donna Ladson. I see her and my world kind of explodes and gets real positive, because the colors that she brings in. When I see Dodji and I walk into the Kente Royal Gallery, I see what he does in the Harlem community. I see the new artist that's just coming aboard, Sherry. Just tremendous. And then you look at the whole, how the circle of life kind of works around. You see Michelle and the Harlem community's AKAs really kind of striving for everything. So it's a way that they motivate me, that I motivate myself, that I try to bring this back to our community in a real plus type of manner.
So Dion, let me ask you this. You talked a little bit about art and wealth. I want you to expound on that connection, and in particular, how that relates to Black artists, because one of the things that Dodji talked about is that we're art. Art is everywhere, and we have it in everything we do. And that's great. But the problem is that we take it for granted, and sometimes as a people don't value it as highly as we should. So tell me about your mission and how you start to educate people for understanding there's a connection between art and wealth in this country, around art in general, but understanding how we start to value that creativity and value to be able to create these works of art and create a market for them that goes beyond sustainability and goes so that we start to understand that our art is part of our wealth. So Dion, if you could.
Well, Night Watchman, I think you hit it right on the head. Our artwork has a tremendous amount of value, and that value can turn into generational wealth for not only the individuals that purchase it at the early stage, but for our children and for our children's children. With the rise and the increase of again, the value of Black art or multicultural art or African diasporic artwork, it's so important to find a piece that you can love and that you can embrace. And then also know that it might be an original type of piece to really be able to have in your collection. And everyone should have a collection. It's important to have a collection because this is a vision of our world, and you can carry that on from generation to generation. How you go about doing this is, I think you go to some of our, at the Harlem Fine Arts Show, we have classes in regards to how to collect art, how art be beneficial, how this can be of real value to you and your family. So when you buy that original piece of art, you know it can increase in value and it can go on from generation to generation. Some of the Ernie Barnes collection just came out for millions and billions of dollars in regards to the value when it was just laying around. When we look at Elizabeth Catlett, Jacob Lawrence, some of the great artists, we see that their works have increased in value so much. So if you bought this piece for $1.99 in 1969, it might be $100,000 right at this point in time. So be strategic in how you buy your art. learn what art is about. A consumer that buys anything is an educated consumer because they know the right types of things to purchase. And we at the Harlem Fine Arts Show can help you with this in terms of, one, evaluating the pieces of artwork that you have, two, in regards to the educational classes that we've been talking about, and three, the love of art can help you professional and wealth type of generational type of opportunity. Just be strategic and understand what you have, because you have a gold mine in your hand if you do it right.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well said. Dodji,
Yes.
as you said, describing, let's say Black people, Black culture, the art is everywhere.
Yes.
So I'm thinking in my head, when I've seen some of these contemporary artists, quote unquote, Basquiat, I've seen, for instance, even Picasso, for God's sake. I see a lot of influences there from Africa, from the motherland. Would you agree?
Yes, and thank you for the question. You know, it breaks my heart sometimes when I think about it, but I have to keep on pushing, because we are the only people that create and hand our creation over to other communities to profit from us. And
Amen.
that has to stop. The art global market generates hundreds of billions of dollars every year. And Black people, we have proven over centuries that we have some of the best art form in the world. As a matter of fact, our colonizers took a lot of the art from the African continent and put them in their museums, and they make billions of dollars off of them every year. So here we are in Harlem, and my brother Dion have created something that is 16 years old, and I think we should all gather here and look into the business side of things and make sure that we are making money off of our talent, our creativity. I'll give you a quick example. I mean, you already mentioned Basquiat. When Basquiat was doing his thing here in the late mid 80s, imagine if the Black community have put their minds and money together and acquired all those Basquiat pieces. How much more richer we will be today. And when I see someone like DaQuane who is sitting here with us, who knows, 10 years from now, he might be someone that is selling his pieces for like hundreds of thousands of dollars, even millions of dollars. So we need to get behind these young artists, and we need to get serious on the business side of things, and make sure that we are encouraging, we are supporting these young artists, and making sure that we are teaching them the business side of art. Because beside real estate, art is one of the only few things that appreciate in value over years. You sell it, one of Basquiat pieces is selling now for over $100 million, one piece. So let's work together. Let's put our minds together so we can structure our creativity in a way that we can bring those revenues back into the community, so we can keep on, pushing the Harlem Fine Art Show into better, horizons, and make sure that we are establishing something that will last for centuries to come.
Beautiful.
And Curtis, I'd like to just jump on that a little bit more in regards to, and it doesn't only have to be artists. There's so many other facets of art and ways for us to empower ourselves in terms of knowledge. For example, one of my younger daughters, she is a master's in fine arts out of Columbia University. She's an art critic. She has really defined a new road and a new opportunity to enlighten people. So I think it's really, really important to look at all of the different avenues, not just from a painting perspective, but from the business perspective, in how we can be so much better, and how our young people can really fill out the equation in regard to how we can be stronger in so many ways. And that young girl is going to be the future of our art world in some way. And that can be your daughters and your sons doing the same type of things, getting insight, because we have to teach them, and we have to give them the insight of there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Nice. And Donna, and capitalizing on what both Dodji and Dion said in terms
Hey,
of
Chelsea.
the whole economic part or piece there, have you always looked at art as an investment, or what got you into that, the journey?
I was born an artist.
Go ahead. Yes.
I just didn't realize how far it could take me. Actually, I've been painting and sculpting and sewing and doing different. I just had to find my niche. You know, and I tell people all the time, you know, we all have talents.
Yes.
We all have talents. We have to hone in on whatever that talent is, and then just fly with it. Just fly with it, you know, because like I say, we all have imaginations. I mean, I live my imagination in color, you know. Somebody else might live their imagination in acting or in business, you know.
Yes.
But as a people, we're so talented. We have so many talents. And for me, you know, it's my painting.
Yes.
And the ability to be able to reach people through my colors.
But Donna, please, Donna, tell them what you do on the side. You're a financial person.
Right now, I'm at work in a vault.
Gotcha. And I see no paintings in the background. So
no, there's no paintings.
Yes.
It's a vault. No, I work during the day in finance. I work for Affinity Federal Credit Union.
Wow.
And at night, I paint. On the weekends, I paint. So it's like an outlet for me. You know, some people come home and they sit down and watch TV or get a drink or whatever. I come home literally and change my clothes and put on my painting clothes and I paint.
Wow. Love it. So you know what? Hearing that, DaQuane, we hear the economics. We certainly do know the story of the quote-unquote starving artist, right? So now listening to Donna in terms of, let's say, her discipline is she has the 9 to 5, but when she comes home, she paints, she creates. What is your 9 to 5 like? And when you come home, what are you doing?
You see it behind me. I've been a full-time artist. I think that's why I'm so blessed for just my journey. Because I never really call myself a starving artist. I always call myself a thriving artist. I don't anything less than, because I've always been blessed. How I look at it as more so half full than half empty. Out of the 7 years of being here in New York City, I think I've been a full-time artist around like 6 of the 7.
Wow, nice.
I've always believed in myself, and I was like, if I'm going to come here, I'm going to do it well. I remember when I moved here, I was at St. John's University, and I was talking to my theater teacher, telling him all the things I wanted to do, and then he said some curse words in a good way, but I'm not going to say it. Why are you here? And I said, I don't know. And I really started anyway, like, why did I come here? Because at one point it was going to college and getting a degree, and I don't know what I was going to do with the degree. I think I was in television and film at the time.
Okay.
I was like, if I'm going to be an actor, I want to know behind the scenes too. Whatever I was in, I always just wanted to know everything. So I didn't, so I just was I'm just not a sponge of knowledge. So I really set myself, and I realized I'm only here to benefit for my family, for them to be excited. But for me, what do I really want? And I knew exactly what I wanted. So I dropped out. And then I was working at a coffee shop, because I always thought as an artist, especially an actor, you should get known and from a coffee shop. Like I had this imaginative mind. I have movies in my head. And then I remember the day I left, I was like, I think this is my last weekend here. They said, what are you going to do? And just like people asked me when I moved to New York City, they say, what are you going to do? I said, I don't know, but I'm going to do it, or I'm going to be homeless. I'll figure it out. And I've been here for 7 years, and I'm not homeless, and I will never be, hopefully. For me, my discipline, I think, because I knew what it could look like for me if I wasn't disciplined, if it always encouraged me to keep pushing. I wake up 7 a.m. in the morning. I'm always creating. I'm always posting. I'm always like figuring out what to do creatively to show myself to the world. I think that's what helped me build my career, especially during COVID. COVID is what really pushed the painting side of my artist career, because, you know, I think the day that we went into lockdown, I did a Converse gig. And I got emails of everything being canceled. I was like, oh, this is real. What am I gonna do? I really don't know. But I just started painting. I had that same mindset again. I said, I'll just paint until I'm homeless. I don't know why I have extremeness about my life. So I'll just paint until I'm homeless. I have all this extra work. I can't control what the world is doing. And I did a painting every single day. And I remember in 2020, in January, I started off with 2,000 followers. And by December, I had 10,000, because I was just posting every single day. And it benefited me. And here we are now, years later. And I am so grateful that God gave me this opportunity to keep going and to really show the world what it looks like to be creative and imaginative.
Absolutely. So here's now another little sidebar question. So knowing, coming from North Carolina, a fairly conservative state, the South in general, right? Have you gained acceptance from family, friends, and then also drilling down a little bit further, with all the work that you're devoting to art and what, do you have time for love?
Ooh. Ooh, you got me.
That's a loaded question.
Ooh, I'm like, wait. Oh, it's funny that you say that about family. No one had a choice with me. I've always been a rebel. Like, either you like me or you don't. Like, I've always had that mindset, and I've always been that eclectic one out of the family, a group, where I show up as my full self. And if you have an issue with it, you can leave.
Wow.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Was it always easy having that mindset? No, of course there has been moments in time starting off where, you know, being outcast, and not just from family, just in general, always feeling different. And at one point thinking different was bad. So to the point where there was a brief moment in my life where I tried to fit in, and I was just like, oh, this ain't it. I gotta go. And really realizing that's what made me special is I'm me, and no one else can be me, and no one else can be you. And once I kind of developed that mindset, I never really cared about the acceptance of who. I just only cared about the ones that really did shows me love. That's the main part. Like the ones that's on you. That's your loss.
Nice.
In terms of love,
you won't tell. Okay, that's fine.
I mean, no, like I will say it's been a very interesting journey. I've had to really distinguish. So, as many don't know, new into the game, my name is DaQuane Cherry, but most of the people in the art world know me as Flacco Waters. That's my Instagram name, but also indirectly became my artist name. And I had to, you know, distinguish. Sometimes people are in love with Flacco, but not in love with DaQuane. But we are working through it. You know, we're dating, we're seeing, you know.
A work in progress is always a good thing. Absolutely. So, Michelle, you were mentioning in terms of your daughter also acquiring one of her early pieces, right? Also developing this love and appreciation for art, and also looking at it, as Dion said, as a generational investment.
Absolutely. So with Alpha Kappa Alpha and Tau Omega chapter, we're service oriented, and one of our initiatives is building your economic wealth. So we see this as another venue to do just that, through educating ourselves and getting to a point. You may not at the Sweet 16 reception decide to purchase, or you may see something that you fall in love with and it's a reach for you, but it's something to work towards. And I like what we just heard from DaQuane, how everyone has a story, right? And he's telling his story through his art. And I thoroughly enjoy speaking with the artists and hearing what inspired them. What's the story behind a certain piece of art? I'm wondering, why is this art like resonating with me? And it's always a great thing to hear their story and what inspired them to create that piece. So my daughter grew up going to the Harlem Fine Arts Show, and she's finally gotten to a place where she built her economic wealth and she's able to purchase a piece. So I'm real proud of this. I'm in her apartment right now.
Oh, nice.
She made this choice, and it was an investment for her. So that's part of building your economic wealth. And so I just shout out to the AKAs, because that's what we're about. Educating our community, expanding the minds of our community through building economic wealth, empowering our families, enhancing our environment. Those are 3 of our initiatives out of the 5. And art is across all of our initiatives. Art shows up in each aspect of our service initiatives. So I'm happy to be able to have this opportunity to partner with the show and continue to do that in the Harlem community by educating our community dwellers and encouraging them. I know that we even include the children. I know Dion has thought about that, and usually on Saturdays we're encouraged to bring our families down and bring your children. It's not just for adults; it's for across all age groups.
Nice. Well, one of the things, I guess, certainly, Dion, this is a sweet 16. I acknowledge that, but I do know that 2025, that's 100 years after the Harlem Renaissance. So I could only imagine that you guys are going to be blowing it big time next year, huh?
Well, we really look forward to doing that. We're in the creative plans now of what we can do, how we can do it. There's a great exhibition that's going to take place over at the Met, saluting, again, the 100th anniversary of the Harlem Renaissance. And hopefully we will be inclusive in those types of opportunities. And again, bring the biggest and the baddest artists and galleries to the planet for 2025 at the Harlem Fine Arts Show. But before we get to 2025, let's everybody please come and support the 2024 Harlem Fine Arts Show. That's February 23rd, 24th, and 25th at the Glass House, 660 12th Avenue, New York City, right off the West Side Highway. And if you really find that you don't remember all of these particular times, go up to our website, HFAS.org. That's HFAS.org, Harlem Fine Arts Show.org. And really, you'll see a splendid display of what we are going to be doing for this upcoming show, February 23rd through February 25th. And it gives you a history of what we've done for the last 16 years. And please. And I got one other thing.
Go ahead.
The new magazine. It's going to be in the New York Times, and you can actually see it off our website. And I'm going to ask Curtis to see if there's some way that we can actually get people, if they call in or they text in or some way, they can push a button, and for free, you get a 48-page magazine about the Harlem Fine Arts Show, about the cultural nutrition, with our advertisers and the salute to African Americans in medicine, all compiled in a great digital publication for your use at no cost. So be a part. Harlem Fine Arts Show, HFAS.org. And you can see the magazine when you go to the website also.
I love it. And Dion, if you can, I do remember last year you doing it at the Glass House, and I do remember one of the major sponsors there being Lexus of Manhattan. Tell me, in a few words, a few of the sponsors who are involved this year.
Well, this year we have again not Lexus of Manhattan. We have Cadillac.
Very nice. Go ahead.
The relationship with Cadillac and the African American community has been long lasting.
Incredible.
From the times from the Temptations to the even before that. and they have reached out to the Harlem Fine Arts Show, and they'll have a car on site. They'll have information, and again, they're one of our long-lasting sponsors. And we have Gilead, which is a pharmaceutical company that really works with the HIV disease that takes place, and that's been so impactful in our community and helping our community partners in such a positive type of way. And then we have some of the other sponsors from JetBlue to down the line. But again, please look up on our website, see our sponsors, and see the cultural nutrition that we'll give you on hfas.org.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for that. Have we? Yes, there you go, Donna. So, Dodji, do tell us. So you heard of course, the Renaissance happening next year. Is there something special that the Kente Royal Gallery has planned?
Of course, since during the pandemic, I've been talking about the Harlem Renaissance 2.0. The Harlem Renaissance happened centuries ago, and it was, a coincidence that it happened after the pandemic of the Spanish flu. And here we are, 100 years later, we have this COVID-19. And, it's like history repeats itself, right? But we have to learn in the spirit of Sankofa. We have to learn how to, from the past. We have to learn from the past so we can move forward in the future, right? So Harlem Renaissance 2.0. Think about this. The Harlem Renaissance was a jewel that was created by all those creative people, the artists, the writers. I mean, what they gave us is priceless, and we should build on that. So the Harlem Renaissance 2.0 should be something that will blow the world like never before. We need to come back together. I'm working with different artists right now. Since we opened up the gallery, we have shown the works of over 200 artists of the African diaspora, and we are very proud that the community have embraced us. Harlem loves us. I mean, in our wildest imagination, we never thought that we would start a business and we'd be supported. 98% of our buyers are Black people, and we are very proud of that. So I think we're gonna build something special for the Harlem Renaissance. I'm gonna connect all those different artists that have been through there, and we're gonna be on digital form, and we're gonna have exhibitions throughout the year just to celebrate the Harlem Renaissance 2.0.
Beautiful, beautiful. And Donna, certainly we know that let's say art comes to us in various forms, and sometimes let's say inspirations come to us also from various forms. So tell me, where do your inspirations come from when you're creating?
I can't hear you.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Where do your inspirations come from when you're creating?
Whatever I see. Like right now I'm at work. I'm looking at a lovely young lady. She could be my
Gotcha.
I can walk in the street. It's just whatever captures my eye. Or whatever I'm like. I just got 2 grandchildren, so I'm doing children.
Congratulations. Yes.
Thank you. So I'm doing children. So it's but whatever I'm doing, I'm being colorful.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. So
I'm multitasking
yes?
right now.
Yeah. I see. And NightWatchman, it looks like we're going to be getting ready for a lightning round. Is that correct?
Absolutely. It's about we're going to have to start wrapping up, but it's really been a great show, and it's great to just soak in all this creativity.
So NightWatchman, you're telling me you're not going to just focus on your Norman Rockwells in the attic. Is that correct?
I have comic book art in the attic. But the thing that you should have learned from this show, my brother, is that to not judge types of art, because what we have shown in our community, remember the people who are doing art on subway on the side of subways in the 70s and 80s.
You're talking graffiti.
Right. And they got to a point where their art was celebrated in galleries.
Yes.
So we have to understand not to start to pigeonhole art, but recognize creativity comes in a lot of different forms and directions, and to just encourage it, because yesterday's graffiti is now today's fine art. What is going on today that is going to be perceived as fine art when we start to elevate it? And now that we have institutions such as the Harlem Fine Arts Show that is creating an on-ramp for these artists to not only be creative, but to be brought into the business of art, we may see that happening much quicker than the 50 years it took for graffiti to become fine art. We can see that happen. Maybe we can see it happen in 3 to 5 years. So
yeah, okay, I got you. So you know what, DaQuane, we're gonna start closing it out. So I need to hear, besides the Harlem Fine Arts Show, where else can people see you, get in touch with you, buy your art?
Yes, my website and also my Instagram, Flacco Waters, FLACOWATERS. Well, that sounds very TERS. You can find me on that. Always creating and always updating y'all on what's next to come.
Beautiful, beautiful. And Michelle,
Yeah.
tell us. So we want to know about some of the great, let's say, works that, of course, the AKAs continue to do throughout the country, but more precisely in Harlem. So tell us what you guys got going on.
So first and foremost is next Friday evening with the Harlem Fine Arts Show. We will be in partnership and hosting the reception that evening. So I would encourage everyone to go to Tau Omega Chapter on Facebook and IG and purchase your tickets. We have tickets there, and we have the Eventbrite link there. And before I sign off, I want to give a shout out to one of the artists who is actually a member of my sorority, Alpha Sorority, Myra Green. And NightWatchman spoke about different forms of art. So she makes quilts. And that's certainly a unique form of art. And she does beautiful, colorful, creative quilts. And she's part of the Delta Rho Omega chapter in Brooklyn. So we're New York City, and we actually have members that are part of the Harlem Fine Arts Show. So come out, and you'll truly be in store for a wonderful experience through art, work, and Black artists.
Beautiful. Dion, before I come to you and whatnot, I'm going to get my man Dodji. Tell us about, let's say, beyond the Harlem Fine Arts Show, what do you got cooking for Kente Gallery?
Well, we have in March we have a group show for women artists only. March being Women History Month.
Women History Month. Yep.
Yeah. So I have a fantastic group show of 25 amazing women artists in the community in Harlem, in New York City, and at large.
Nice.
It's going to be fantastic. And I will leave you with this: there is nothing Black people cannot do when we come together. So let's support one another and keep on building together.
Beautiful, beautiful. Unity above all else. So, Donna, what you got going on?
What do I have going on right now? I am doing a series. I started quilting too. That's one of the ways I started getting back into my craft, is by quilting and taking my fabric and putting them on canvas, and then taking my canvases and not putting fabric on and just using acrylic. But right now I'm doing, once again, like I said, I just did a series on children. I also have these are paintings that I'm going to have at the exhibit that I haven't shown yet. Children and surprises.
Okay. And of course, go ahead.
I always tell people, if you see something in black and white with my name on it, it is not mine.
So, yeah, as you said, color is your thing.
That's right. Imagination in color.
Nice.
That's right.
Well, Dion, Harlem Fine Arts Show 16, baby, Sweet 16. Tell us.
Hey, we're the hippest trip in America. Okay, come on down, please. Come on down. I'm actually asking and pleading to everyone to come support the show for Sweet 16. We have always had challenges, but with this move to from Harlem to New York City, we want to make sure we bring the crowds back. We want to support our artists. We want to spread that cultural nutrition. And again, we want to keep this trend, this tradition going on and on and on. So as the caretaker, I say, again, 660 12th Avenue, February 23rd to the 25th, HarlemFineArtShow.org, HFAS.org. Please buy your ticket. Please support the show and support the artists. The artists are so important because they bring the legend, they bring the myth, they bring all of the positive type of information from our communities to one particular melting pot. And it's just a hip weekend too. So please come. Harlem Fine Art Show, February 23rd through the 25th at the Glass House. And on that note, thank you so much, Curtis, for again bringing us to this great show. And I can't forget your co-partner, and because he helps us really kind of bring some nice medium to the show in itself and what we do. Thank you.
You're not talking about that dude, the Night Watchman. You can't be talking about him.
Watchman. That's
it. well, Night Watchman, you're on. Take us home, baby.
All right, you're listening to Soul Lounge Prime Time on WHR 90.3 FM. And by the way, art is not only our history; it's our future. So get involved.
Nice.
Okay. And you can find us on Monday nights at 7 o'clock. You can find us on WHCR 90.3 FM. And at 8 o'clock, we are live streaming on YouTube and Facebook on the Soul Lounge Primetime channels. You can also find us on your favorite podcast channels. Thanks for joining us, and come back next Monday.
Yes. We'll have a new guest and new topic. We don't even know.
We don't even know.
Y'all have been fantastic.